Thanks to cell phone cameras, nowadays many of us don't go to a professional photographer for a portrait because we think we are one.
Exactly. In ABC7's Rosemary Montañez and photojournalist Jerry Nahara introduced us to an El Paso legend keeping the glamour alive.
You're gonna give me a good smile, bring the head down. Perfect. 1. I'm going 3/4. 2 and 3. Everybody just turns and look at what? That's still open.
Leonora Campbell has built an empire taking pictures.
And we are so proud to let them know that we're still open.
There used to be 350 Glamour Shots locations across the U.S.
I'm gonna do the traditional.
And now there are only 2 left. One of them is in East El Paso.
Okay.
Miss Campbell might be small, but her pictures are mighty.
1, 2, and 3. You know that my height has never stopped me to do what I want to do. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. That's a perfection.
She's proved there's no such thing as a task too tall.
I have a ladder everywhere I go. I work with so many high schools that I tell them, don't let my height fool you. Perfect. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
And this is where the magic happens, with a camera in hand. And inside this photography studio, Miss Campbell knows the legacy of Glamour Shots goes beyond these 4 walls.
I'll see you graduation day. We're going to be taking you pictures and you tell. So you see me on top of the ladder again. You are Miss Campbell? Yes. You did my son's pictures. They went to Eastwood High School. I said, oh my God. I see a lot of that now. And then I said, how old am I now? How many people have we taken pictures of?
Did you always have this interest for photography, for pictures?
No.
Miss Campbell is from Antigua, Guatemala. She moved to America when she was 16, but has become a proud El Pasoan. In 1990, an opportunity emerged.
They asked us if we would like to buy the franchise, and we did.
She moved her business from inside Cielo Vista Mall to a shopping center, a move many said would fail, but Miss Campbell has succeeded and is always adapting.
When we started in 1990, Heather's, it was the pictures we're taking from the waist up, and it was the bustiest, sexy pictures, and sequins galore in all the jackets.
Most days, customers come in with their makeup and hair ready to go.
Your 2 arms behind you, bring the head down a little. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3.
While the days of larger-than-life hair and feathers might be long gone, Miss Campbell says the mission of Glamour Shots remains the same, making people feel confident in every picture.
Now, nothing is off limits.
Anything. Yes, we love to have the pets. I love it, and I'm not afraid of them.
Miss Campbell has even perfected pet portraits.
Yeah, I bark, I go, rah, 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 and then they start moving their head.
For Miss Campbell, business hasn't slowed down. A few years ago, she discovered her store was one of few left.
A shock. I work so much and I do so much here that I never noticed that everybody had closed down. My next customer, come over here, and I want you to get on top of the bench.
She also attributes her success to her local employees. Miss Campbell played an integral part in keeping the business alive.
I noticed in Glamour Shots that some of the owners, they just handed the key and they would leave, you know? That isn't right. The owners have to be involved. Go for it.
Today, Miss Campbell's days are spent in the studio, carefully positioning her subjects for the perfect photo.
I have never been afraid of doing what I want to do. And doing this for so many years, my passion is tremendous. I never get tired. 1, 2, and 3.
Rosemary Montañez.
That's a perfection.
ABC7.
Leonora Campbell says she keeps in frequent contact with the owner of the other Glamour Shots in New Jersey. And when she does retire, she says she's going to likely hand over the business to her loyal manager who has been with her for 23 years.
And we want to take a moment to thank every ABC7 viewer who sent us their Glamour Shots portraits. Oh my gosh, there were so many of them. I did an ABC7 Listens on this on Sunday. Literally received hundreds of photos. We couldn't put them all in this story, but we compiled them in a gallery on our website, kvia.com. I'm sure more are coming too.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Every time we check our email, glamour shot, glamour shot,
Yeah,
glamour shot.
it was so many, but it was so wonderful to hear the memories that it
Yeah.
created and that it brought up for the people who went into the
and
studio.
in many instances too, felt like going back to the 80s.
It certainly did.